Hey guys, did I scare you? I thought I might have. Today, we are going to use our science video to talk about fear and things that can scare us and why things scare us to begin with. When we get scared, there are a lot of responses that our bodies naturally do. Sometimes when you get scared, you get sweaty, maybe you get frozen, maybe you don't want to move at all, maybe your heart starts racing, maybe you get lightheaded. These are all natural human fear responses for when we're scared. Maybe you're scared at night, or maybe you've been scared this week because your friend scared you. Maybe your brother or sister jumped up at and surprised you. These are times that might scare us as humans. I know I get scared really easily. I've been scared walking around a corner. I've been scared of someone surprising me. I've been scared of animals. And that's what I want to talk about today. Like, what makes us actually be scared of things? Like, what happens in our brain? What makes us be scared of things? What things could we be scared about? And you know that Miss P has lots of pets. I'm going to bring some of my pets on camera and we're going to learn about what they do when they get scared. When humans get scared, there's either a fight or flight response. A fight response means I'm going to fight back. I'm going to go against that scary thing and I'm going to push back. A flight response is the opposite. It means I'm going to run away. I'm going to hide. I don't want to be a part of this at all. Lots of things are happening in our brain in order to decide if we're going to have a fight or a flight response. You can see right now a picture of your brain. Your eye takes in information and then it sends all that information to your brain. Once your brain collects all that information, different parts of your brain turn on or turn off based on if you're going to have a fight response, you're going to fight back, or a flight response, you're going to run away. The big part of your brain that helps with this is your hippocampus. It's the green part in the picture. That hippocampus sends information to the rest of your body to say, run away or fight back. And then your body does what your brain tells it to do, all because your eyes took information in to begin with. Now, there's a lot of reasons that humans can get scared. But when you really think about every single reason that a human or you or me or mom or dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, any of us might get scared, it comes down to three things. The first one is a learned response due to painful experiences. Anytime someone comes after you with pinchy fingers, you know that that's going to hurt, so you're afraid of pinchy fingers. You go to the doctor, you get a shot and it hurts. You've learned that. You know that that has made you hurt in the past so that you get scared of that. The second reason is the unknown, something like fear of the dark. Sometimes when it's really dark at night and I have to go to the bathroom, I get scared because I can't see what's around me. Or if I have to go somewhere new, I might be scared because that's unknown to me. So that's the second reason you might be scared. Third is an inherited response to fear. So maybe mom and grandma and great grandma and great 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 grandma have all been afraid of one specific thing. Maybe every single one of them is afraid of the ocean. And so you have inherited that and you're also afraid of the ocean. So you could either have learned to be afraid of something, you could not know about something, so you're scared of it, or you could have inherited something because someone else told you to be scared of it. There are three reasons to be scared of something when you're a human, and it's the learned response, the unknown, or something inherited, something that you got from your family. Here are those three things again. The learned response, like getting a shot makes you scared. The unknown, something that you don't know about that makes you scared. Or something that you've inherited that makes you scared. Here is again those three reasons that humans might be scared. But I know that all my kipsters are super brave, so maybe they don't get scared of anything. But like I said, have some animals that do get scared. And these animals that I'm going to bring on camera next are animals that lots of people are scared of. And we're going to figure out why people might be scared of those animals and what those animals do when they get scared. The first animal that I'm going to take out is my rat. Some of you have met my rats in class. We have two rats. We have Tater and we have Tot. And so I have Tater with me right now, and I'm going to bring out Tater, and we're going to learn a little bit more about what Tater does when she's scared and why people are scared of Tater to begin with. Here she is. So we have Tater. She is our rat. She's actually a domestic brown rat. And I know that she's white. She's actually very, very white. But brown rats are based off of their size. There are brown rats and there are black rats. And Tater gets her name because of being a brown rat, because she's a bigger rat than a black rat. I'm going to put her down for a minute. Now, lots of people are scared of Tater, and that's a very good reason. That's one of those inherited responses. Humans in general are afraid of rats, and that's because for many, many years, a long time ago, rats had a lot of parasites, they carried diseases. So people were afraid of rats because they thought that they were dirty or they were diseased. But it turned out that it actually wasn't the rat itself that was carrying the disease. Rats could bite you, scratch you, whatever. They weren't going to get you sick. But those parasites, those little tiny bugs that lived in the rat fur, like fleas, like ticks, those were the things that were going to get you sick. So many years ago, hundreds of years ago, people started being afraid of rats because they thought that they were going to make them sick. Turns out, not necessarily the case. But as humans, we've inherited that fear over years and years. Maybe mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, great grandma, great grandpa, they were afraid of rats. So we've inherited that fear ourselves. And now maybe you're scared of rats too. Tater, not a very scary rat. She's kind of lame. She likes to hide in my hair. Not very exciting. She spends a lot of her day eating and sleeping. Right now, she's eating a craisin. Now that we've seen Tater and we know that she's not so scary, I thought maybe you'd want some more information about brown rats. Brown rats live everywhere. The only place you can't find rats are Antarctica. They live in forests, cities, farms. They live everywhere. They can grow to be about 13 inches long. That's just over a foot. And they will eat anything. Just like I said, Tater's eating a craisin right now. She had carrots earlier. They might eat insects out in the wild. That's why you sometimes find them by your trash cans, because they'll eat anything. They hibernate in winter, and their biggest predators are large mammals, maybe some birds or snakes, but things like cats, dogs, coyotes, those are the biggest rat predators around us. And again, like I said, the reason that people are so afraid of rats are because they think that they're going to spread diseases. But now, as scientists, we know that that's not true. It's actually things that live on the rats that spread the disease, not the actual rat themselves. Our rats are safe, they're clean, and actually, one of my favorite things about rats is they are very clean themselves. They spend a lot of time cleaning each other, cleaning their cage. They actually do a lot of cleaning for me, so I don't have to do a lot of work. What does Tater do when she's scared? If Tater gets scared of something like one of my cats coming up to her cage, or maybe the dog coming up to her cage, or maybe some noise scares her, Tater can do a lot of different things. She might make a really high pitched squeaking sound. It sounds like this, to try to scare away whatever's scaring her. She might freeze in place, but most often when Tater gets scared, she pretty much just hides. She's got a castle in her bigger cage. This is just her little cage that I brought for her to be on screen. But she has a big cage in the room behind me, and she'll probably hide in her castle. Maybe she'll hide with her sister, Tot, or maybe she'll hide underneath all of the wood shavings that are in here. Now, on to our second animal. And no, it is not this cat. This cat just won't leave me alone while I'm trying to do this video, so here she is. But our second animal is an animal that lots of people are afraid of, especially people who live in cities like us. The animal that we're going to talk about next are cockroaches. But not just every kind of cockroach, because Miss P is not collecting cockroaches at her house. But instead, we're going to talk about Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Now, these are big bugs that Miss Butler's second grade class is a really big fan of, because they've been keeping them in their classroom for me since my house was really cold this winter. But our Madagascar hissing cockroaches come from Madagascar, and lots of people are afraid of them. I'm going to pull them out. People are afraid of them because, well, they're bugs, and bugs tend to be one of the things that humans are the most scared of. And it's, again, that same reason, that inherited response, because We've grown up for years and years and years, and our families have grown up, and our friends have told us that when things are dirty, when things are gross, you get bugs, you get cockroaches. And we know that bugs can be scary because some bugs sting, some bugs are big, some bugs are scary, some bugs have pinchers. So we know that bugs can be really scary. So here's my Madagascar hissing cockroach. I actually have two of them. This is our female Madagascar hissing cockroach, and our male is hiding in there in the back. And I can usually hold these with my hand, but it's easier for you to see them when they're still on the log. Give you a second to look at them. Their heads are tucked underneath. You can see her little head right under there. Then she has this hard exoskeleton shell on the back. She has 6 legs, 3 on each side because she's an insect. And she's got some good antenna going on up there, trying to smell or take in information. And yes, I do have these. They are my pets. I know that that's very weird for lots of friends and family at home, but they're really helpful when we're learning about different ecosystems and different plants, different animals, things that what animals need to survive, which is why I have them. It's easy for me to have them. All they do is eat vegetables. So they're not that scary to me. They can't bite, but for lots of people, cockroaches can be really, really scary. And I completely understand that. Because when we think about places that are dirty, when we think about places that are scary or dark or haunted, usually there are bugs or cockroaches scurrying around. Madagascar hissing cockroaches, really slow. That's about as fast as they move. So if I dropped one on the floor in my house, pretty much can guarantee that I would catch it before it got to hide or run away or go anywhere else. Also, Madagascar hissing cockroaches just eat plants. They don't eat meat. They don't eat other bugs. What I do is I throw in my leftover salad when I'm done eating it, and that's their dinner. Um, they're super easy to take care of, and they only need a house about this big. The big house is in Miss Butler's classroom still. So thanks, Miss Butler. Here are some of those cockroach facts that maybe you could introduce to your family or your friends so that maybe they wouldn't be so scared of bugs like this. They're native to only Madagascar, which is a tiny island off the coast of Africa. So maybe you've watched the Madagascar movie, but Madagascar hissing cockroaches are only found naturally in that place. They live on the forest floor. They don't live in cities. They only live where there are trees that they can hide inside. They maximum grow only to about 3 inches long, and they like to eat plants that are already on the ground and decomposing, that are falling apart, that are gross and dirty. That's why I can give them my leftover lettuce because they don't really like it when it's fresh. They usually live in really big colonies, big family groups. I only have 2. I have a male and a female. Maybe we'll get some babies, but for the most part, I'm happy with just 2. Their big predators are reptiles, frogs, other bigger insects, maybe a couple of mammals. And like I said, people are afraid of them because they think that they're an indicator of filth or danger. Turns out it's not the case with our Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Our cockroaches live in places where there aren't people. So they aren't an indicator that things are dirty. They don't show when something is dirty or gross because that's just not the habitat that they live in. Madagascar and cockroaches are super cool, but they also get scared. When they get scared, they have holes on the sides of their bodies, and it's how they get their name. They push air out those sides of their body, and sound comes out, a hissing sound. It sounds like air being let out of a balloon, like a sound. My cockroaches are super used to being held, super used to going in and out of their cage, so they don't hiss very often. But if you were to find a Madagascar hissing cockroach in Madagascar and you tried to pick them up, they're going to hiss at you. They're going to either hide or hiss at you to try to scare you. Because if you're a small mouse or something that's going to eat a cockroach and it starts making noise at you, you might not want to eat that anymore. So when cockroaches get scared, Madagascar hissing cockroaches get scared, their response is to fight back by having a hissing sound come out the sides of their bodies. I think it's pretty cool. You're probably feeling pretty brave. You've met a rat, you've met a Madagascar hissing cockroach or two, and you've learned a lot about what your body does when you're scared and what these two animals do when they're scared. Now, there are lots of different kinds of fears that you can have. Some fears seem silly, but some fears are totally normal. But to anyone who gets scared, those fears are just how they live their lives. You can't force someone to not be scared of something. You can't change someone's mind if they have a fear. So we have to be understanding and be welcoming to all people based on whatever they think. One kind of fear you might have heard of before is arachnophobia, someone who's afraid of spiders. Some people are afraid of heights. Some people are afraid of being tickled by feathers, which is called pteronophobia. And maybe this week, maybe last week, maybe the next week, you're going to have the fear of work, fear of doing homework. And that's called ergophobia. All of those fears are totally real. People have them, and some people don't have them. But as Kipsters, we know that we have to be understanding of everybody. So even if someone's afraid of a rat or a cockroach, I can't force them not to be scared. But it's my job as a scientist and your job as a scientist to teach everyone why these animals are important and what new information we can learn from them to be better scientists ourselves. Thank you so much for learning about fears with me. I'm so proud of you. I miss you all so, so, so much. I know that this video you can share with your friends and families. You can tell them about the animals that we have at school. You can think about the own animals that you have at home or animals that you see outside. What kind of fears might they have? What things might they be scared of? And what kind of reactions might they have when they get scared? Now, I want you to also check out all the other C Block teachers videos because they're also super awesome. And I will hopefully see all of you really, really soon. And remember, science is all around you, so don't be scared. Get out there and take a look at it.